Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is Nur Farzana binti Irwan and my student ID is 2021869462. And today I will represent to you guys the introduction of our key study, Defending Your Defenses. 26-year-old Wei isn't feeling well. He is more tired than usual, dragging through his work days despite going to bed earlier and napping on the weekends. He doesn't have much of an appetite and has started losing weight. When he presses on the side of his neck, like the doctor is doing in figure shown, he notices an unusual lump. Wei goes to his doctor, who performs a physical exam and determines that the lump is a swollen lymph node. Lymph nodes are part of the immune system and they will often become enlarged when the body is fighting off an infection. Dr. Bu Azizi thinks that the swollen lymph node and fatigue could be signs of a viral or bacterial infection or indicate a type of cancer called lymphoma. However, an infection is a more likely cause, particularly in a young person like Wei. Dr. Bu Azizi prescribes an antibiotic in case Wei has a bacterial infection and advises him to return in a few weeks. Wei returns back. His lymph node is still enlarged. Dr. Bu Azizi orders a biopsy of the enlarged lymph node to determine whether the tissue contains cancerous cells. The initial results of the biopsy indicate that Wei does have lymphoma. Although lymphoma is more common in older people, young adults and even children can get this disease. There are many types of lymphoma, with the two main types being Hodgkin and non-Hodgkin lymphoma. Non-Hodgkin lymphoma in turn has many subtypes depending on factors such as which cell types are affected. For instance, some subtypes of NHL affect immune system cells called B cells, while others affect different immune system cells called T cells. Dr. Bu Azizi explains the way that it is important to determine which type of lymphoma he has in order to choose the best course of treatment. Which biopsy tissue will be further examined and tested to see which cell types are affected and which specific cell surface proteins called antigens are present. This should help in identifying his specific type of lymphoma.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Anim Shahidah binti Halim. So today I want to present about what is the function of lymph nodes. Lymph nodes filter substances that travel through the lymphatic fluid and they contain lymphocytes, which is white blood cells that help the body fight infection and disease. There are hundreds of lymph nodes found throughout the body. They are connected to one another by lymph cells. So, the main roles of the lymphatic system include managing the fluid levels in the body, reacting to bacteria, dealing with cancer cells, dealing with cell products that otherwise would result in disease or disorders, absorbing some of the fats in our diet from the intestine.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurul Izzah binti Abdurrahman. I will present with you about what are B and T cell. We can call B and T cell as a lymphocyte B and T. Lymphocyte B and T is a type of white blood cell. The plasma membranes of both B and T cell have about hundreds million antigen receptors that all organize the same epitope. B and T cell develop from a stem cell in the bone marrow. They help to protect the body from infections and may help to fight the cancer. Next, how do they relate to lymph nodes? Some B cells that reside in the lymph nodes acquire molecules from the surface of pathogens, and they represent the so-called antigen to the T cell. The T cell will then be active if they have a receptor that organizes the antigen. B cell can also produce antibody. This figure depicts the various sequences of interactions that T cell can experience during their journey, which is lymph nodes that contain antigen-sparing dendrites cell. T cell can collect and integrate signal deliveries, such as those from the T cell receptor and co-stimulatory ligands during each of the encounters. Antigen recognitions by T cell can occur through interactions with dendritic cells that are short-lived, long-lived, or strong. The collection of history of T cell dendritic cell contact dynamic probably influences both the quality and the heterogeneity of the ensuing T cell receptor. After the T and B cell have matured in the thymus and bone marrow, they then travel to the lymph nodes and spleen, which they remain until the immune system is active. Lymph nodes are located throughout the body.
Assalamualaikum. Hi everyone. My name is Nurin Adanametrasi and I'm from RAS 1203D and my metric number is 2021628184. So today I will be in charge in presentation the question, what are the cell surface antigen and how do they relate to the immune system and cancer? So I will explain to you guys what is a cell surface antigen. A cell surface antigen is a unique protein or glycoprotein configuration that is a distinctive marker for the recognition of the cells by the immune system. They provide the means by which the immune system distinguishes cells from non-cells. So, what is the function of a surface antigen? Surface antigen facilitates bacterial attachment and invasion of host cells as well as invasion of host immune defense mechanism. So I have explained this now what is cell surface antigen. So right now I will explain how cell surface antigen can relate to the immune system and to the cancer. So the cell surface antigen can help the body to make an immune response against cells. They may be used as possible targets for targeted therapy or for immunotherapy to help boost the body immune system to kill more cancer cells. As you know, cancer can weaken the immune system by spreading into the bone marrow. The bone marrow makes blood cells that help to fight infection. This happens most often in leukemia or lymphoma, but it can happen with other cancer too. The cancer can stop the production of bone marrow from making so many blood cells. That's all from me. Thank you.
To conclude, Wei was lucky because he successfully detected his cancer at an early stage with obviously visible symptoms. It's highly possible Wei have Hodgkin lymphoma based on his symptoms and get treatment as soon as possible. Most people with Hodgkin lymphoma will have chemotherapy. Chemotherapy uses cell-killing drugs to kill cancerous cells and stop them from multiplying. You will normally have chemotherapy in an outpatient clinic, which means you will only have to make a daytime visit to the hospital. However, you may need to stay overnight on some occasions and with some particular drugs. Chemotherapy for Hodgkin lymphoma is usually a combination of drugs known as ABVD.